good, just go and play your best. If they pay you $1 or $1 million, haha, play your best. And
Well,
the word, all my jobs are word of mouth. So,
Oh.
when Rod wanted me to join the Faces, I was in Jamaica with the Doors recording, so I couldn't make it. I had
Wow.
one more week, and I tell him I cannot leave because, I told Robbie that, I would stay and finish the album. So there goes my reputation of integrity and honesty. And they never forget that. And then, I
right.
say I ended up working, from that I ended up working with Dion DiMucci. I did 3 albums with him, Grammy, John Fogerty,
Oh
all
my
those
God.
people. I mean, I can't really remember everybody, but
Now, and you know what? I have to have a tremendous amount of respect for anybody who refers to Pete Townsend as Peter. If you're that close that you're on a first name basis with Pete Townsend, you are my hero. I, d-
well,
I have a
Pete,
friend that's a studio drummer, and
yeah,
and he's played with just like you. He's played with a lot of big bands and helped fill in and do all this stuff. And it's so matter of fact. I mean, you're talking about every star. I mean, come on. You ever play with Jimmy Page? If you have, I'm going to find you and kiss you.
Oh, wow.
I did. I didn't play with Jimmy Page because he wanted me to do the dead thing, but I had just moved to America and I was waiting to get my green card and I could not leave.
Is
But
that is
I did
awesome?
play with Keith Richards and Ron Wood, the new Barbarian that
Right.
supported Zeppelin at Nebworth. About 500,000 people. I couldn't count that much, but
What
that was that was the close I got to Jimmy Page. But
what
what
about your
can I?
family? What I mean, do you have a family? You got a wife, kids, stuff like that?
No, I'm divorced, but I got 2 beautiful kids, a daughter and a son.
And what do they think of dad? I mean, come on.
That's that's the
Yeah.
question.
Do they
You
brag
know what
about
they
you?
think of that? They think of that. Oh, Dad, can you get me to the concert to do?
Oh, yeah.
The perks of being the bassist.
Oh my God.
to some
I
of these
would just be
people.
I would be a knucklehead, man. If
Yeah.
I mean, I got goosebumps like a little kid just talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what? Once I said, I was there one time and these people asking for my autograph. So my daughter said to me, I said to my daughter, "Don't you want my autograph?" She said, "No, I know how to sign your name."
Awesome. That is amazing.
But
Yeah.
you know what it is? It is that God gave me this talent,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
to go out and
Now,
make this world a better place for humanity. I did this show with James Burton in Shreveport, with Emmylou Harris, Delbert McClinton, and all those people. And then the guy interviewed me, said, how comes when I go on stage, I'm like a monster? I said, because I take my dad with me, and I go out there like, like at the Scott Medlock thing. I don't know if you have seen the videos. I think it's on Facebook. I go there. It's not the it's not the Medlock Krieger golf thing. It's the Medlock Krieger Chen invitational concert. I go there. I go to kill. I dress to kill. I own the stage. That is my talent that God gave me to make the people happy. All for the name, for the kids, for all the kids who are not fortunate. They are 5, 6, 7 who will probably never see the age 10. That is what I do to give back
wow.
to the kids. And that is that is how I live my life. I live to give.
Oh,
And
that's a good. That's
the more you give,
easy,
the more
man.
you get.
Now,
So that is why the gig we made over 500,000.
yeah. Now you make a lot of references to your belief in God and your faith. Did that come while you lived in Jamaica with your family, or is that something you found a little bit later in life?
You know what? I also do macrobiotic and I do cooking class. I did this for a friend of mine. He was very sick, and then I always cook because when I cook this, you can't cook for one, you cook for 4. Always give him food, and then when I went there one time, his wife said to me, "Oh, Phil, you can't, you must stop doing this because we don't like you doing this." I said, "Wait, hold on. You mean you don't like me to give you food because you don't give, you cannot receive, and besides, I'm not going to insult my mother and my father who taught me that when you're growing up, you must always give. If we go to somebody's house, she always said to me, Yan Kong, go to the garden, that's my Chinese name. Pick some cabbage, whatever it is, vegetable, pak choy. So we never go to anybody's place empty-handed. So I was brought up to always give. Give your best. If somebody rip you off, that's their business. What they think of me is none of my business. But you must always give, and that is why I love the Scott Medlock, Robert Krieger, and Chen St. Jude thing. This is the 9th year, and I just finished playing with Richie Sambora, Oriente, Robert Krieger, and myself. There's a picture there. So I go to kill with the kids in mind. We have to give back to society. Make music, make love. There's too much war, and there's too much killing. We don't need that. I grew up in the period of Jimi Hendrix. I saw Jimi Hendrix.
Oh man!
All those people in London when we were at the Marquee Club with the Who. I saw Jimi Hendrix. I was afraid of him because he looked like my father had a shop. and when these Rasta men came in, my mom, dad would say, "Don't worry," because she said, "Don't worry about that. Just make sure the money was right." And when I saw Jimi Hendrix, he would look like a Rasta man, and I was afraid of him. But could he play? There was about 40 people in the club. He's playing, all along the Watchtower.
Oh my God!
Voodoo Child and Hey Joe. And then I got to know Mitch Mitchell too, and Noel Redding. So I knew all those people growing up at that time in London. Well, I didn't hear the City Beatles, but they were on the rooftop. But I was in Savile Row, And then I didn't meet Paul McCartney. And
really, what did you think of Sir Paul?
Sir Paul, brilliant musician. I mean, their songwriting. As a matter of fact, my son is getting married Sunday, and I'm playing "If I Fell in Love with You," and then I will, and then I'm going to be playing the Elvis song, "Can't Help Falling in Love."
Oh yeah.
So I got James Burton to say something on a video.
Wow.
Because James is my very good friend. I played with James, with Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh man, are you serious?
Man, you have played with
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Would I like you, honey? Oh, by the way,
you're like oh man, I got goosebumps on.
Talking to you is almost like being.
Don't fall off the chair.
Oh man.
Some of the things you're saying.
Honey, I played with Dave Stewart, Annie Lennox, and I think the album was Revenge. It went gold and triple platinum.
Good Lord!
And
wow.
Like you're almost like rock and roll royalty at this point because you have been with all the greatest.
Yeah, and of course, I'm playing with the Doors now, Robert Krieger, right? I played with the Doors for 12 years.
Good Lord!
Wow.
Now, hey, talk about Jerry Lee. Everybody said he was a real pain in the ass. Everybody said he was. Everybody said he was a wild man.
Listen, I don't care if Jerry Lee wants to marry his 13-year-old cousin. I go there for the music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the legend of rock and roll in
Absolutely.
Rome with Jerry Lee Lewis. I was in the house band with Jerry Lee Lewis, Dave Edmunds, Jerry Lee Lewis, Dave Edmunds, Little Richard, B.B. King. I backed all those.
Good Lord, man!
Now, are you in England right now? Are you in England right now?
No, I'm in hot California.
Okay, all right. Because I
also did a tour with. I did a video with the East Memphis Music with Steve Cropper, Kim Wilson, Dave Edmunds, Roy Orbison, and we went on the road with Dave Edmunds Rock and Roll Review with Dion DiMucci, The Wanderer, Kim Wilson, Graham Parker, and Dave Edmunds and the La Bamba horn, Springsteen horn section, and we did a tour of America, and we did Europe with that too. So
Wow. Hey, when Roy Orbison passed, from what I understand, it was kind of like God had stepped in on that one because he was like going through a lot of pain and stuff. Is that pretty much true?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I just, I didn't speak to Barbara about that.
I listened to Roy Orbison kind of before I got into rock and roll, and I kind of thought that was rock and roll, because it was a little edgy. Back then when I'm not going to say he first started, but when Roy was playing his stuff and he wasn't looking in the camera and he was looking down and he wore all black and Johnny Cash was on the other side with, all the women screaming and all that other stuff. Then you had Elvis and then as Jerry Lee, and you had this starting to progress into the Rolling Stones and the Doors. Man, I can't believe you were with the Doors.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. What happened in the 60s? The musicians were about the art, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I grew up in Jamaica. I listened. I work as a gopher at this record shop called KG Music, and the reason I got the job there because my mom was worried about me having lunch. I said, it's okay, I'm going to get a job. I went there and I told the guy, Mr. Charfong, you don't have to pay me, but you have to give me lunch. So what happened, I went there and on the wall there were records. He used to, like Patsy Cline, Jim Reeves, He'll Have to Go, Ruby and the Romantics, Bert Camford, Wonderland by Night, Roger Williams, Autumn Leaves, and all these great American music, Otis Redding, Marvin Gaye, Jackie Wilson. What I'm saying, oh, by the way, he did give me lunch, but he put too much Jamaican pepper in it. So I ended up not getting any lunch, but it didn't matter. I went for a reason to learn the music. I'd stay there, I'd listen to them play, and I'd try to figure out the bass line. But what I'm saying, in those days, music, the Del Vikings, Dion, music was the artist was about the music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not like today's
music. It wasn't about getting Grammys or going on the whatever it is, the Voice and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was about music. I mean, you hear like all the Motown things. I see a picture hanging in the wall, ain't nothing like the real thing. They were talking about love. They were talking about music. And Marvin Gaye, typical great thing, what's going on, all this stuff. And Marvin wanted me to play with him, but I didn't. There were too much thing happening with the drugs, and I wasn't into the drugs. But I did go to Buckingham Palace with him, and I have a picture with me and Marvin Gaye at Buckingham Palace having dinner.
Good. I'm just sitting here tripping out on all this stuff. This is actually probably one of the coolest interviews we've ever been part of.
Oh, thank you. And as I said, I've never smoked the spliff. I played with Bob Marley, but when I went to the Whalers at the Lyceum, I had to like cut myself through the smoke to go and sing. I did a kind of Clinton, I did an inhale, but I've never smoked the spliff. Never take drugs because it was all about music. My dad said music. So the olden days, the music, Jackie Wilson, all those things, Reed Petit, Lonely Teardrop, it was all about music.
Yeah.
But today the whole thing has changed. Robbie Krieger, he writes Light My Fire, Love Her Mad. It's all about music. You cannot. It's very difficult to reduplicate that period. That's why the kids today are into Justin Bieber and Britney Spears and which is good, but that's not me. And I'm a Nat King Cole, Diana Washington, Billie Holiday, Sam Cooke sings Billie Holiday, Otis Redding, all the stack stuff. That's where, to me, music, all the Motown thing. James Jameson is my hero. All the Motown stuff, I don't know if you have seen the movie Standing in the Shadows of Motown. I was in it too, but don't sneeze. I played on the soundtrack. I was the guitar tech, and they end up calling me Piss Bucket because the guitarist had polio. He couldn't go to the bathroom. So he pissed in a bucket. So I had to empty it out every night. But I don't care. So I when they were about to shoot, I went to the mic and I told the guy, Alan Kluske, I said, Alan, why are you calling Mr. Piss Bucket? I said, didn't your mother teach you manners? I am Mr. Piss Bucket. And everybody laughed.
Good Lord.
I don't care, you know. I can see the good things.
Right.
You know, like I did this show, The Legends of Rock and Roll with Bo Diddley. And he was just making his steak, spare ribs. And it smelled good. Everybody loved it. So I went into the room. That was a show we did with Ron Wood and Mitch Mitchell and Mick Fleetwood, everybody. The guy from the Beach Boy too, you know. Anyway, by the way, I did play with Brian Wilson and Jackson Brown. I went into the room and I said, Bo, I'm not sure about your guitar playing. Everybody wanted to kill me. I said, Bo, your spirit is better. And everybody laughed. So it says all about the music.
It is.
Yeah.
And nowadays, all the songs, if you read the lyrics, used to all the music that you guys did back in those days, the song had a story or a message. And now when I read a lyrics or any lyrics for a song, I notice that it's really only about 2 paragraphs and it's chorus line, repeat. And I'm thinking, holy cow, there really is one piece of paper that's got the whole song on it, and then you just keep repeating the chorus line. And I'm thinking, God, what happened to the music?
Yeah, it all sounds the same now.
No, I think you're wrong. They write it on the back of a stamp. And they degrade ladies, they degrade women, and they think about the cop, shoot the cop and all that. That's too violent. That is the society today. That is the reflection of this demented society. You know, when you go to somewhere and you open a door for somebody, they don't say thank you. You know, or if you give somebody, if you're driving a car, you give somebody, they just zoom past. I'm not saying everybody, but most of them. There's nothing like manners. There's nothing like home training. That's why everybody loves Jerry Springer show. It's so terrible.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But there's nothing like the Lawrence Welk show and all those things anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody knows like Johnny Mathis and all those wonderful songs and Santa and Johnny. That's all the music I grew up with. Johnny Mathis, Santa and Johnny. Johnny Cash, Jim Reeve. He'll have to go. You know, all those are the great songs that got me into music. And that's where I am. I'm sorry, I'm not going to a rap show, you know.
Right.
And that is why I know. That's why Pete is actually I did the AES award for the Who Pete Townsend, and I went there and I was playing, some of the songs. I can't explain all because I grew up, so I'm doing that stuff. And then he came on stage and he gave me a kiss on the cheek. I said, "What's this?" And then we are friends for about 40 years, and then I got up, I'm a kind of a groupie. I have a picture of me and him from ages, and I said, "Pete, could you sign it?" And he said to me, "What did you say?" I said, "Pete, you live in London, go to Brixton and meet a Jamaican friend. You should understand me by now." Because, but as I said, Pete is a great guy. And then when he went to New York, he wrote me a letter. "Thank you for doing the show." That's how. If you treat people good, if you want to make friends, be friendly.
Right.
If you want to, meet enemies, treat them that way. But I was not grown up like that. I was going to give and to be friendly all the time and give to everybody. And also, I do macrobiotic. Macrobiotic, George Shaw said, when you give, you must give your best. You don't give them a torn-up shirt.
Right.
I'm not going to give away my 61 jazz bass or 60.
I was about to say, I want a Doors concert shirt.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Hey, Phil,
let me address and your autograph on a blank.
Phil, honestly, listen, I'm working on a format of a show that'll be around. It's going to be talking about a little bit of the heritage of music. Obviously, our DJ that got in touch with you, Jacob, the guru of music. Listen, our morning show usually wraps up about this time. And what I'd like to do is, if it's okay with you, I would like to keep your phone number, and then maybe you and I do a little talking, and I'd like to record it and then play it on our show to kind of fill in some of the actual history of the music during that period.
That's not a problem, but don't misquote me because
No, sir.
I did.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
I'm
not at all.
saying you're gonna do it, but because the reason I did this is that one time I did an interview. We did the Starfleet project with Brian May, Eddie Van Halen, and this guy interviewed me, and then he misquoted me, and then because I'm Jamaican, I've got a different sense of humor,
right?
And then he misquoted me, and then Eddie called me and said, "Phil, what did you say?" I said, "Eddie, don't worry about being misquoted. I tape the show, so this is actually what happened." So that's why I'm very cagey. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy, but don't step on my corn. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could I get you real quick to say?
This is rock and roll, and it's there are more sharks on land than in the ocean. But I'm a nice guy, and I want it to be treated respectively. You understand? I want respect. Because when I started out in Jamaica in 1960, I made my own guitar. I take the bicycle generator and made a pickup. I used to go to where they were building houses. I go at night time, and when the watchman and the dog was there, I jumped the fence. I stole the farm mic that came off the kitchen to make the plate guard. So nothing was given to me.
Sir,
I got to Warwick Base Camp 2 years on HP.
Sir, you are what I would refer to seriously as a rock and roll legend, and I definitely want to open up this channel. And look, so that we don't misquote you. Could I get you to say, "Hey, this is Phil Chin," or
sure.
and say, "Hey, you're listening to Just for Fun Radio, and Military Mike is amazing."
No, just say I'm listening to Just Fun Radio. Don't ask the guy to lie.
Yeah, no problem. But also remember, I went to Cuba with I went to Cuba with Gladys Knight, John Osborne, Bonnie Raitt, and I kind of ended up playing with Pete Frampton and a couple of those people.
Peter Frampton.
And Jimmy Buffett. And I've been sending guitar strings down there. So anybody who wants to give me a bass, I said no, I don't need it. I'd send it to the Cubans. I have enough bass. I don't need any more bass. I need more practice. We have to help society. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But in Cuba, they have nothing down here.
Well, they opened up flights, commercial flights today. They're going to start sending JetBlue is going to be doing about 400 flights a week now into Cuba. So
400?
Yes, sir. That's what they reported today here in Georgia.
Fantastic.
So,
because the people on there need medicine.
Yes.
They need they need instruments and they have all these
beautiful country.
And I need cigars.
Yeah, beautiful country down there. Really is.
And you know what? When I was there, it was unspoiled. And I mean, I went to where they have the market garage sale thing.
Right.
I didn't see any junk. You know what I saw? I saw a lot of books. Of course, I have the CD and thing, but they're very literate people. And I hardly see any fat person on here because I think they use, I think the musicians there, what I was told, they get $10 a month.
Yep.
I think 6 eggs and 2 pounds of rice, and they walk a lot.
And they love to drink, and they love to party, and they love to dance.
And they're just wonderful, happy people, just like in Jamaica. Well, used to be.
Yeah, now it's I just saw a special on Jamaica and all the hotels and everything that are trying to go along the coast. Hey, Mr. If I could get you to say that, sir, and then we need to wrap this up. If you could just say your name and you're listening to Just for Fun Radio, I would be so appreciative.
Yeah, man, that'd be terrific.
I am in awe. I am. You have a new hero. There is barely any information in the world out there on you. So, I mean, your Wikipedia, your LinkedIn, that kind of stuff is so just vague.
And then we hear this interview and we're just like, oh my gosh, listen to all the things that this guy's really done. This is amazing.
I want to know so much more.
One thing that
are you ready for me?
Yes, go ahead.
This is Phil Chen from the land of Mongoose, Mongoose, Bob Marley, and Hussein Bolt, the bass player that left Jamaica, and he did all this other stuff. I'm listening to this wonderful radio station just for fun. So tune in and liven up yourself. Enjoy your life. It's too short to drink cheap wine. One love.
There you go, man. That's awesome.
That
Yeah,
was
we're gonna
Thank
make that a
you.
soundbite. Now,
Thank you
Steph,
so
Steph,
much.
Steph has been so quiet because she is
Yeah.
just in awe. Like she has nothing. She's just not even been able to speak. So she had one question before we have to wrap this up.
Well, one thing that he hasn't spoke about, and I guess Mike didn't see it, but in 2014 he won or received the Order of Distinction.
Oh shoot, I forgot about it. I'm looking at it right now. You're right. What happened is I don't know how I got it or what, but I'm just what you call. I said so somebody sent me I still have it on my answer machine. This is the governor of this lady from the office of the prime minister. I should call them back, because they had this award for me, so and so, so and so. So I went down there and I met the prime minister, and she said to me, one of her favorite songs was "Do You Think I'm Sexy" by Rod Stewart. I said,
Yes.
oh yeah, but that was me. All the Rod Stewart hits, Hot Legs, everything was me. And she said that was one of the favorites. And she said she was very happy that I went out there, and as I said, I left Jamaica and I went into the rock and roll arena. And I went there and I always mentioned Jamaica. So I went there and I represented Jamaica from a from a music point of view. And I am the only Jamaican Chinese to have jumped fence into the rock and roll arena. Brian May, Rod Stewart, Jerry Lee Lewis, Jackson Brown, Roy Orbison, you name it. All those people that I've, Beach Boys, Brian Wilson, all those people that I've played with. And as I said, I just finished playing with Richie Sambora, Oriente, Robbie Krieger, Ray Manzarek. So she was very proud of me. And so I was proud also. But you know what? When I went on stage, like anytime I go on stage, I take my dad with me, my mom and dad with me, because as I said, he wrote this wonderful Chinese calligraphy that says, master your music. Your future is immeasurable. Phil Chen, O.D., Order of Distinction.
Wow.
Man.
That just gave me chills.
Yeah, man. And look, I'm gonna tell you something, and I never talk about this because these two I work with will rag me to death, and they're gonna rag me after I say this. But I've got to tell you this because you brought up Rod Stewart. As a kid, my parents would buy me records, but typically there was nothing like, back in the day, you would have like the records that were sold off of TV that would have like the greatest hits of different bands. That Rod Stewart album that has Hot Legs on it, and If You Think I'm Sexy, which you just brought up that you played, that's
the Blondes Have More Fun, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first album that as a child, that was my third grade going into fourth grade when I started branching out, wanting to listen to different music. So when you just said that, you just actually made my mind step back to where I was. And now here I am. I'm a DJ. I fell in love with music. I do this. I built this radio station. All of this is based on what I grew up with. And as a kid, we were listening to the oldies and everything on American Bandstand. But that Rod Stewart album is what pushed me into listening to the stuff I listen to. And I think it's simply amazing that the album in my third grade year that broke me away from just listening to country music and Elvis, you played on. And now that I have you on the phone, as I'm reliving this moment in my mind, I praise you because this is absolutely the coolest interview I've ever been on in my life. I appreciate you taking time talking to us.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a quick trivia. Okay, when we were recording the album, which was with the great Tom Dowd that did Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding, Ray Charles, everybody. Tom was a great friend of mine. He spoke at my wedding too. Anyway, so when we were doing the album, it wasn't happening. No, you must remember, I don't read a note of music. I feel everything, and if you give me a great song, I give you a great bass line. So the bass line was not happening, and then I said to those guys, I said to Tom, and I said, to listen, you know what? I am quitting. I'm going back to London because I'm wasting your time, I'm wasting your studio time, and I'm wasting my time. So they kind of cooled me down, and in the studio we had this drum machine, which was a Roland CR78. And I was fooling around, and Andy John, the great Andy John engineer, came and said, "Hey Phil, put that in the headphone." So we were there, and we were fooling around, and then all of a sudden, after 35, 40 years, came dididum, 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 dididum. But what they didn't know, and then they said, "That's it, that is the groove. I can only play by groove." They wanted me to play upside down, but I can't play upside down. I can only play. Because, the reggae, it is kind of upside down, but that was my culture. Anyway, so I played that. And do you know how I got that bass line? I got up in the morning and I was watching the Lone Ranger on Tonto. Okay, and where does the Lone Ranger take his garbage, right? To-the-dum, 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 to-the-dum. So I took that and I put it in, I made it musical. That's where the bass line came from. It was a big hit. I wrote that, I didn't get paid. Carmine Api said he wrote it, but you know what? It's only money.
Yeah.
Just wow.
That's
just all of this. Just wow.
It's only money because people. What good is it to gain the world and lose your soul?
Mhm.
But anyway, that was it, and that was a big hit. From that hit, we toured all over the world. So that's where the bass line comes from. The Lone Ranger and Tonto.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Isn't that just something?
Right?
That is friggin' nuts when you think about it like that.
That makes me want to go listen to it and
I know.
compare
It
it
makes
to-
you want to go hear it again.
yeah, compare
No,
it to
but you know what? The reason for that is because I play myself. I
Yeah.
play what's in me. I never copy anybody. If it's anything, they copy me. You understand?
Yes,
And
yes.
The only time I copied, the only person I copied was James Jameson for the Motown book, Standing in the Shadows of Motown, and it has to be exact. And I have a bass just like him, and I use a 52 to 110 labella. They're like rope strings, but that's to get the tone and the sound, because I knew James and I respected him, and I wanted to do a tribute to him, and I was honored that I was in the book too. As I said, I'm in the movie too, but don't sneeze. You know what I mean? You won't see me.
Just wow.
Questions? Thanks for bringing up the order of distinction, because there's so many things. But to me, I'm just a humble guy. It's like that's why you don't have to call me. You can call McCartney Sir Paul, but if you want to call me, you can call me Sir Phil if you want. But because there's an OD on the bottom, but it doesn't matter, because you know what? They're all the same human being. Well, I have to take out my garbage. Maybe Paul doesn't have to, but we're here to take our talent to make the world a better place
That's
for
right.
humanity,
Yes, sir.
and to inspire the kids. A
Yeah.
lot of these
Yes, sir.
music, they're not inspiring the kids. They're telling them how to take drugs and how to kill people, how to shoot a cop. I'm not into that.
Right.
But what can I say? I like Chinese food and jerk chicken.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's different, but I just embrace everything in life. Give pleasure and thanks to everything. And poverty like prosperity, sickness like health, and every crisis there is, I see an opportunity. Crisis, opportunity. So I
Right.
just, it's just like the Scott Medlock thing. I went and I killed. Everybody said, "You're great." Of course I know I'm great. I get up 5 in the morning, I go to the gym, I practice 5,000 skills a day. What do you expect? You think I'm staying home watching Jerry Springer?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
So,
cool.
that is it. We should all help humanity, and we should all give.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But give and help people.
Well, every year, here with Just for Fun Radio, we actually do a festival in Covington where we shut the square down.
Twice a year, actually.
Yeah, twice a year actually, and all of the proceeds from those 2 events that we do, it goes to St. Jude's.
Yeah, it all goes to St. Jude's
Oh,
Children's
great.
Hospital.
That's fantastic.
Yep, 2 times a year we do this, and
Yes.
this year makes our 5th year doing it.
Yes.
Oh,
So
fantastic. Because, when I see, when I see people and they say they're down and they're out and they're having a bad day, I say, bad day? I said, you want to go and look at the St. Jude kids. They're 5, 6, they probably won't see the year 10.
Yeah.
They won't have a birthday on the 10th, and you have a bad day. Come on, get up from off the couch and do something with your life. Or you can stay in the gutter. If you want to fly like an eagle, don't hang with turkeys.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, I hate to wrap it up. We got to get moving.
Eh?
I said I hate to wrap it up, but we got to get moving, brother. I appreciate you for talking to us. This has definitely been one of the coolest ever phone calls I've ever been on.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, and we have
reversing the charges.
so I mean, as long as we have permission to call you again, we would love to call you back and have another conversation one day.
Listen, you do have my email. Could you send me something so I know who
Yes.
you are and
Yes.
what and what?
I
So,
sure
yeah?
will. I sure
You
will.
have my email. I think my daughter set it up, right?
Yes, sir.
With,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
with
sir.
Jacob.
I don't know how she got through to you, but she's kind of like my manager. But I don't pay her 10% because I told her I don't get paid.
That's right. That's right.
She just wants
But everything
tickets.
to help you guys, fundraiser, and for the music and for the people, because we need good classic music,
Yeah.
classic rock music, and Bob Marley and all the classic
Yeah, man.
rock, not music out there to make the world a better place.
That's right.
Yes,
I
sir.
agree completely.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very much. And that way we'll definitely get back a hold of you. And thank you for giving us some of your time.
Yes, thank you
Okay,
so much.
please send me an email.
Yes, sir. We are. Just as soon as we get done here, we're going to get you one sent over to you. Thank you.
And hey, could I have your autograph on a blank check while you're at
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Sure, why not?
We could give it to you on a napkin because that's what a blank check would be equivalent to.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Thanks you,
Okay,
Mr.
thank you.
Chin.
Thanks a lot for calling.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
babe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Man. Oh, and I think I hung up too fast, but
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
Told y'all I
Absolutely
would
amazing.
Mess it up.
Stephanie couldn't even talk.
I couldn't.
Stephanie was just like, every time. Look, if y'all could watch the facial expressions, every time when he said the Who, my eyes were popping. You just didn't see behind these glasses. Good
But you could
God,
see
the
mine.
Doors,
Jimmy
BB
Hendrix.
King,
He saw Jimi Hendrix.
Mike
live.
about lost it over Jerry Lee Lewis.
I did
Man,
about
Jerry Lee
Jimi
Lewis is
Hendrix.
Awesome, dude.
I love Jimi Hendrix.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we hate to do it, but we've got to roll up out of here. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. God, I heard YouTube crashed for a minute. Hopefully we got it back on. I did start recording some of the show when he did the sound bite. So at least we do have some of it recorded.
And
Cool.
just so everybody knows, I got sent a link of a story about it talking about alligators migrating up north.
Oh, you're an idiot. They did not migrate to Lake Lanier, Stephanie. Up north, they went across the Florida line into what? Brunswick? Into,
Virginia.
oh my God, you're
It
an
says
idiot.
it goes all the way up to
No,
Virginia.
no, they do not migrate to Virginia.
I'm gonna share it.
You
I'm
are.
gonna
I don't
share
have
the
my
link.
button, but you are
gonna
an
share the
idiot. Okay, we got to go. Everybody have a great day. We'll talk at you later. I actually have the commercials up and then the 2 Rod Stewart songs that got me listening to this guy. Is that not cool? Knowing that what changed me as a kid, he played on. That's amazing.
Yes.
All right, you guys. We'll talk at you later. You have a great day.
Bye, y'all.
Bye on video, you guys.
Fine video, you guys.
That was amazing.